back to Arise 360, bold, sassy and bustling with spicy drama. The queens of the Real Housewives of Lagos are back to rule our screens, with Miriam, Laura and Carolina making an exciting comeback for season 3. Now they're joined by newcomers Diadem Adeyemi and Dabota Lawson. Sophia Mamadou joins them as well. With 5 episodes out, the cast brought in their A-games and extravaganzas. Let's get right into the conversation. Of course, you know the show is on African Magic Showcase every Sunday at 8 p.m. You can also catch it on Showmax. But hey, Dabota can tell us some more about it. Hi, Dabota.
Hi.
You know, I feel like you really had a good time on the show. Your energy is chill. Are you a chill person, or do you feel like you're just over drama?
I think I'm a bit of both.
Okay.
So I'm chilled and then, over drama, because I tend to just go overboard sometimes. So that's why I'm chill. There's a reason why I don't talk.
What secondary school did you go to?
Vivian Fowler.
Do you know that? I can tell.
Why?
I don't know. But I can always tell when somebody either went to Holy Child, Queen's College, or Vivian Fowler.
Okay.
Like there's an aura like this.
Really? I used to hear that before,
Yeah.
but not in recent time.
No, to be honest, there is. I feel like a lot of the girls who went to those schools, they've seen madness. They have seen madness. So now they're just looking at you like this. You think you're mad? They're just looking at you. So I can get that energy, and it's so crazy that you actually did Vivian Fowler. But let's talk about the show, though. You know, what's your experience been like so far on it?
Let me see. It's been quite a journey for me, because I have never done reality TV before. And what I had in my head as to what would usually go on behind the scenes, growing up watching the Kardashians and all of that. I just thought you'd have cameras following you everywhere, you do your thing, you meet up with the other girls, sometimes you have issues, but everything is well structured in a totally different way from what I thought. During the time when we're filming, I would say I had a great time. Even when challenges presented itself, for me, each moment was like a learning curve for me. And I was really, in it, I put my all into it, and that's just the kind of person I am. So it was a great experience. It's an experience that I felt like it was supposed to happen in this time in my life.
Why is that?
Simply because with the things that I've been doing in the past year or two, I know that my path is leading towards a place where I am going to launch out into the world. And someone like me, I'm used to being in my own bubble. At home, I'm the boss. In my workplace, I'm the boss. With my friends, they're people that I have known 10, 15, 20 years. So we already know each other. We're comfortable with each other. I play it safe all the time. Being in this environment reminded me that there's a whole world out there and things are happening and people, move funny and there are different perspectives and all of that. And, so for me, I felt like, yes, I needed this experience. I needed to be more aware that outside of this, your bubble, a lot of things are happening out there. And when that time comes, when you are being launched out, you will be prepared. Also, when it comes to business, I'm usually the one, calling the shots. So in this environment, I'm working for somebody. I haven't done that in a long time, where somebody literally is, in control of my movement. So it was meant to happen.
How do you incorporate your business? Because I know you're still in the business of skincare,
Makeup,
skincare,
beauty.
makeup, beauty. Okay.
Yes.
So how do you incorporate that into the show? Being the boss that you are in these spaces, how do you bring that energy into the show as well? Because that's important. You have to also make sure that presence is known.
Yes. So one thing I did during the show was, during my conversations, I'm all about beauty, I'm all about, wellness, I'm all about skincare, aesthetics, name it. And most times my conversation tends to, tilt towards that. And I noticed that whilst I was on the show, a lot of the other ladies started to also pick more interest in the beauty sector. beauty is not just about makeup. It's not just about skincare. There's so many things. I'm an author and I write, beauty articles. I have a book that is centered around that as well. I do public speaking. I do empowerment. There's so many aspects to it. And I feel like to an extent, I was able to bring that to light with the girls and, probably the viewers too will also see that and even be more enlightened about what the beauty industry is all about. Sometimes I showcase my work, but that's pretty much it.
Okay, so let's get into the ladies. You have a great relationship with Diola. That's Diadem Adeyemi. Talk to me about that. Everyone is so curious, though. Everybody wants to know what that spark is. Why is that?
So it's not actually a spark. With myself and Diola, our relationship has been, again, another journey. And this relationship, we have been building it for many years. I'm talking about as far back as almost 10 years.
Wow.
We met online many years ago, I think 2015. And then over the years, we had mutual friends, and then we met. 2019, I think, or 2020, we met. And then somehow, we're in the same industry. We find ourselves on the same platform. We're constantly working together. So being on the show, I didn't even know she was coming to the show.
No way.
So this was just another job again, or another working opportunity that just put us together.
Yeah.
And, for the first time, we were then spending longer hours together as opposed to when we meet on stage and, we're working or we're just keeping up with each other online or we meet outside. And just naturally, we just gravitated, towards each other. We share the same mentor. We've done so much together. We've worked in different parts of the world together. Last summer, we were in London. We had an event for a platform called ETAL Global, which I'm their global ambassador for.
Okay.
And, it was an amazing event. We had it at the headquarters of Samsung. A lot of people came there, and both of us were sharing that stage. So it didn't just happen on
the
TV.
show. Yeah.
It's a relationship that has gradually been growing for years, and now we found, which is why, again, I'll go back to my point where I said a lot of things, and the reason why I was there was, to me, divinely orchestrated for a greater purpose. And Diadem is part of that story because our path has just been coming slowly together. And now, we've managed to develop a great sisterhood.
I love it.
It's not even just a friendship anymore. It's a sisterhood now at this point.
I think that's so important. What would you say is the rose in your relationship and a thorn, if there's any? Rose being something that you love about her, and a thorn being something that makes you not so comfortable, or something that you would change if you could.
Okay, so the rose is we have so many things in common. Okay. And the thorn is I'm not really an expressive person when it comes to my emotions. Diola is expressive. If she's feeling something, you know she's feeling something. And when you're that friend that is not really mushy, you're not really, expressive, and then you have a friend who is very expressive, sometimes it can be like,
do you care?
Do you then, she too may be feeling like you're not really feeling, but I'm feeling it. It's just I'm not showing it. That kind of person that, will shows too much emotion, but that's not even a thing, I love her for that, because when it comes to friendship too, it's also important that you have a friend that can tell you how they feel. Because sometimes you think that person is your friend, but they've been harboring a lot of things in their mind, and before you know it, your best friend is really that's your enemy that you think is somebody else. So, yeah.
All right, let's talk about Miriam. Where are you now? Where are you with Miriam now? The comment she made about the whole, I didn't think that was necessary. I thought that was so unnecessary. And I'm so tired of that narrative on Real House. Because the show is called Real Housewives of wherever. Why does that, it happened to Caroline, it happened to Laura, you just joined the show, and here we go again. It's like, do we not learn anything from previous experiences? Where are you guys now?
Myself and Miriam I would say we're cool. I've seen her since the show, and there's no bad energy. when you're in front of the cameras and you're talking, you sometimes, depending on your mood, depending on so many things going on, you just address a situation, in a way that may not come out, let's say nice. But Mariam is Mariam at the end of the day. I always judge people with this, let's say, ideology where if somebody does something to me, and you do it just to me, then I can get mad.
Okay.
But if I know that your behavior is not unique to me, I just charge it to, that's just the kind of person that you are. If I'm not comfortable with it, then I withdraw. If I can accommodate you, then it's fine.
I like that. That's a great way to look at things, because then you don't take things personal.
Yeah, too personal.
You don't take things too personal. And I think you're right, because we've seen a similar trend in the I'm married, you're not. I think there was an altercation one time on the previous season that came off easy. I was tired of it. But anyway, you're on such a big platform right now, and I feel like there was something you said on the show, like I told you earlier, that really touched my heart, because journalism is such an important job. And I know the amount of work that goes into what we do in Arise, for instance, what I can say on air, what I cannot say on air. I cannot come on the show and say something that I'm not sure of. I will get into a lot of trouble. And you're built to understand the importance of coming on air, whether on not just on Arise 360, on any show here, and speaking the truth, speaking facts. But you see, blogging is not the same way. And when you were talking to Caroline in one of the episodes, you talked about how certain things that have been said about you in the past, how they shaped your life and how they influenced your life, the life of your child as well. So I want us to talk about that, like the adverse effect of what we have on social media right now, where everybody, and to be honest, we created this demon from the days of Linda Ikeji's blog, from the days of Stella Dimokokus or something like that. I don't remember what it's called, but those blogs created the Insta blogs that we see today, So it's not something that just came up. We allowed those things happen. But you've spoken about it. What are your thoughts on just how easy it is for people to say whatever they want and why it needs to stop?
Man, if I should start that conversation, we're not going to leave here today. But personally, I feel like I wish we were more cautious and there were rules and regulations or agendas put into place to control things that are being said out there. And, a lot of people think, one day you're doing something, you may be a blogger, you may be writing about me, you have kids tomorrow, you're setting the pace for a narrative. Your kids may not end up being a blogger, and they may find themselves in tight corners, but, this is how you have, pushed the narrative of things, because, again, your platform is influencing the mind of so many people.
Yeah.
And then the ripple effects of some of the things that are being said, like for me, when I started seeing that my daughter was a conversation on the blog as a baby, it made me so uncomfortable to post my child online. It made me so uncomfortable to, just speak about anything that had to do with motherhood, and it just made me put myself in a shell. In fact, it was one of my closest friends, a person I would consider a sister, that one day said, Dabs, forget these people. If you want to post your daughter, post your daughter. And then she took her phone and then she posted Reina and nothing happened. And I was like, okay, maybe I can try it. It's when people just go online and just say anything, especially when it's not factual, when you don't have any verification for it, or, it's just some random opinion that, with the new word allegedly that they attach to it, you just don't consider the ripple effect. And again, you do this because you think, especially those ones that are faceless, but life has a way of happening to people.
It does.
So when you say you want to ruin somebody's image just for the fun of it, for tractions, for the numbers, for the insights, you're still a human being as well. Life can come at you one of these days, and you just never know how it will come at you.
Yo, listen, every time I look at this way Wendy Williams, because this is somebody who built her career of talking about people, on radio, on her show. She talked about everyone, interviewed Whitney Houston and directly asked her, are you on drugs right now, talking to me? And she's like, how can you ask me that question, And I look at where she is right now. I'm not saying that she deserves what she's getting, but I'm just saying that now everyone is rallying around to see how they can support her.
Yeah.
You know, so you always want to be in a position where people are ever easy to help you, not where they're looking at you and they're like, yeah, you deserve that, because that's the kind of energy that Wendy Williams has been getting. But now back to you. What's next though? Like, you know, we're looking forward to episode 6. We've only seen 5. They didn't use your boats. I thought that was not nice. I thought that wasn't cool, because that boats thing is like, hello.
There's a reason why I don't talk. Like, you know, like even with the episode where Mariam said you're single, I literally gagged because what is in my head? If it comes out of my mouth, I'll probably be in jail. So I tend to just take my time. I'll slow down, even if it means for me to just pick my words, just so that I'm careful. Because I know one thing for sure is if I do say something, you and your therapist, you're going to be having a lot of issues for a couple of months, if not years. And it may affect you in a way that, you know, I don't want you to be that way. I don't want to pass or give you any reason to have PTSD or trauma, you know, because of some, or, you know, raise any kind of insecurities in you. I don't want you to live that life on my account. Maybe you can live it on somebody else's account. But yeah, there's a reason why I don't talk. But when I did open my mouth, God forgive me.
No, listen, I feel like that's the whole point of the show. That is the whole point of the show. But again, do you feel like, you know, the things you said were, like, you needed to say those things at that time? Because like I said, it's been 5 episodes already. Do you feel like those are things I needed to say and I'm not taking anything back? No,
to be honest, I didn't like seeing myself like that.
Okay.
I don't like to... I didn't like that I allowed the situation push me to that point because, again, like I said, I have a reason why I don't like responding to certain things, because you think you're low, I'll show you that there's another level beyond that. So watching that clip, I didn't like that I said that. How I felt about the situation is still very valuable. I didn't like seeing that somebody pissed me off. For me, it took a lot for me to work on myself to get to this point where I can just the situation, you know. But then again, this is a reality show and certain things are expected. But for me personally, I didn't like seeing myself.
Do you feel like as we see more episodes, you know, we will get to see like more of your personality, in the sense that person that doesn't always want to be pushed to the very edge? Do you think we'll get to see more of that on the show?
You would see me. I'm a typical Gemini woman. You know, it's not black and white with me. It's black, all the gray areas, the blue skies, the ones you cannot, the molecules you can't see. Well, it's all of it.
Diversity is the spice of life, to be very honest. And I don't mean that in the two-faced sense, just FYI. But Dabota, this has been a great conversation.
Thank you
and well
so
done.
much.
I feel like reality TV is hard. It takes a lot to give yourself to everybody and at the same time still conserve something for yourself later. So well done. And this has been such a great conversation.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.